Hi, my name is Ronnie Edlund. This sequence is designed to increase mobility, flexibility inside the body, and also put a bit of basic strength into the body. And it's quite a gentle version, so it's also suitable for beginners. We're going to start this sequence with warming up the body and the joints a little bit to make sure that it's ready and loosen up to go into the deeper stretches and some of the strength work. So the first version of this that I want you to do is to rotate the hips outwards, getting a lot of movements into the hip joints. You can do this both outwards or inwards. If, however, you're able to bounce, then that might be a better version to loosen up the whole body. So if you can, just lightly bounce the body. This is a really nice way to just start any session, to just release any stuck tension anywhere, just shaking it off. Just letting go of stresses in the day, stuck areas in the body. Take a few nice deep breaths, particularly release the shoulders. Always carry a lot of tension around this area. Just let them bounce, please. Now I'm going to shake the diaphragm at the same time, free up our breathing. Take a deep breath, and we add a sigh on the out breath. Take a deep breath in, and sigh. A few more times. Last time. Good, and settle down. And we're going to warm up the hip joints. So we're going to do big rotations around. Keep the legs released. Don't hold any unnecessary tension. We want all of this area to be able to begin to open up and move better. And the other way. Get the front open, the side, the back, and the other side. And for the spine, we're going to drop the pelvis down, sending a wave up through all the joints in the spine, all the way up to the neck. Drop the pelvis down, send a wave up through the lower part, the middle of the spine, the upper, and the neck. Down and up. It's a really nice way to just warm up the whole spine. Try to get every vertebra moving, and as they move, also lengthen through the spine. And let's roll the shoulders forwards. Warm up the shoulder joints. Get them nice and mobile. And backwards. Also try to let your scapulars move at the same time. And we're going to push out the knees, placing our elbows onto the knees, so our weight is distributed down into the legs via our elbows. And just stay here a little, and let the bikini line area, the quad, open up. Release it, make small movements side to side. And we're going to twist, dropping one shoulder in, looking behind, and twist the other way. and come up from here. The easier version of this movement is that we just straighten one leg, we bend the other, going in towards a pubu. A full pubu is down here, but we all have different bodies and different ages, so just go to wherever is good for you. You can even support your weight by using your hand as well into the leg. And the other side. If you can though, you can do the lower version. If you're on the floor, when you transfer, support your weight with the arms over to the other side. You want to try to keep both heels flat on the floor, particularly work this heel down. Just small movements into the hip joints while we're down here. Change to the side. And from here we're going to push forwards into a long stance, front stance, a Gong Bu. So both feet are flat on the floor. This is stretching through here. And then you turn into a pubu again. If I'm doing a high version, it's here. Make sure you don't get your knee past the foot because that will put strain on the knee. So I want to make sure you keep a straight line so the knee is over the foot, so it's supported well. From here, we push forwards into long stance. And down into pubu, high or low. And you push forwards into a long stance. Low version, we go all the way down. Then we push forwards into a front stance. Down, push forwards. So we're getting mobility, stretching, and we're also putting a bit of strength into our legs. Slowly down and forwards. Slowly down, push forwards. Slowly down. As you push up the back leg, make sure you have a good angle with the knee, so the knee is protected. So we don't want the knee to be here when we start pushing. Keep it over the foot, and then as you push through the back foot, the knee should be in a good position. Down and forwards. Down and forwards. Down and forwards. Down into pubu, Gong Bu. Pubu, Gong Bu. Pubu, Gong Bu. Pubu, Gong Bu. Down and forward. Stay here a little. Release the big muscle groups in the legs if you can. Make sure you're not holding anything more than you need to. Stretch out through the top of the head and twist down to whichever height you're doing and push forwards. Hold a little. Release the big muscle groups in the legs if you can. So you don't want to have unnecessary tension in the butt or through the legs. And down and forwards. Last two on each side. Push forwards. Down and forwards. Down and forwards. Into the center. And just find a good mabu. So we want to have about 45-degree angle on the legs. And we want to have this line supported down through to the lower leg and the feet. If we stand too high, then we're not getting any benefit of putting a bit of strength into the legs or into the quad. If we go too low, then it becomes a little bit harder for the knees. It can be a good strengthening exercise for legs, but at the moment we're going to do Mabu, which is the side. Yeah, come up, shake the legs a little. And straighten the legs again. From here, we can drop the upper body down. Release the spine, release all the way down to the head. So the neck is released and the head is just hanging. The spine can become longer. And then we're going to grab hold of our left foot. Take a few nice deep breaths. And over to the right foot. Breathe nice and deep. Deeper into the center. And I'm just gonna turn the head a few times, side to side. Just giving a little bit extra opportunity for the vertebrae in the neck to release at the same time as they're being pulled open by gravity. And then from here, we're going to walk forwards with the hands, step in with the legs, so the legs are shoulder width stance. And we're going to drop the chest down, stretching the bum up towards the sky, so the back of the legs lengthen. If it's difficult to get the heels down to the floor, bend one leg, straighten the other, walk your heels down. Breathe nice and deep into the body. Hold it a little. And then place the knees down onto the floor. Here, we are just going to make small movements into the spine, mobilizing everything. And then lengthen the front, look up, bring the head away from the bum and the tailbone. Also stretch by looking up through the eyes. Take a nice deep breath, feel how the stretch increases. And then push the back up. Create space in the back of the spine. Take a nice deep breath. Giving the spine time and space to open. And then the front, one more time. Lengthen the head away. Maybe you can lengthen the front a little bit more now. Let the shoulders release down. Don't keep them up by the neck. Giving the neck more space. Take one more deep breath. And the back up. Maybe you can open a little bit more now. Take a nice deep breath into the body. While we're in this increased open space. And into the center. From here, we're going to bring the chest down to the floor. And we're going to lengthen up. Lengthen up through the top of the head. Make sure we don't contract the spine backwards. We want to create lengthening. Be particularly careful if you have any injuries in your lower spine. Just make small movement. Ease into the movement. And then lower yourself down to the floor again. and push up, slowly down, and slowly push up. Keep the shoulders released down, don't let them come up. If we keep them down, we create more space for the neck and feel that lengthening through the whole spine. Down and up. Increasing space in the front of the body for the digestive system and the lungs. At the same time as putting a little bit of strength into the arms. And up again. Slowly down. Slowly up. Hold a little. Small movements. And lengthen. Look behind one side. And the other side. And you're going to sit back over the legs. And take a nice deep breath. Let the breath extend as deep down into the lungs and the back, towards the coccyx if you can. Walk the arms more forwards if you can. Try to lengthen all the way deep from the spine, through, up, through the whole body, through the whole torso. Take one deep breath into this increased space we have now in the body. Maybe you can breathe deeper. And yes, breath, release any unnecessary tension, let it drain into the floor. And we're going to roll up, lengthening through the spine. And we're going to prepare our wrists a little bit because we're going to use our hands on the floor for a little while. So we're going to roll the wrist, lengthen through all of the fingers and the other way. Getting nice and open. And we're going to activate the wrists a little bit, put a little bit of strength into them. So we're going to push into the floor with the fingertips. This will help keep them stronger if there's any weakness in the wrists while we do the next exercises. We're going to place the hands onto the floor and the knees. And while we're on the floor and we're keeping hands here, if you push in with the fingers a little bit into the ground, then there will be a better activated feeling through the wrist. If we're just keeping the hands flaccid, then if you have any weakness in this area, it will put a strain on the wrists faster. So just when you're on the floor, push a little bit into the floor with the fingertips. It'll just help activate it. Okay, from here, we're going to do this movement where we lengthen out through the hip, through the leg. Bring the knee in towards the gut and we lengthen. Bring it in and we lengthen. If you have any injuries in your wrist and you can't have this movement at all, you can also use a fist. Whichever is best for your body. And each time we lengthen, we want to try to create more space through the hip joint, through the knee joint, through the ankle joint. Roll the ankles a little bit. In and back. Create more space. Roll. In and back. Create more space. Hold it a little. Into the gut and down. And we're going to do the other side. So we bring the knee in towards the gut and we lengthen out. behind. In, and we lengthen through the hips, hip joint through the knee joint, then the ankle, roll it a little. In and back. This is really nice because all day we keep our weight on our legs, down through the hips and the spine. So this is really nice to help just the joints open up so the fluids and the qi can flow better. It'll just help rejuvenate them and take away aches, maybe if you have them. And while we come in towards the gut, we also massage the intestines a little bit. And then back. This time hold. Lengthen more if you can. And down. Okay. Roll the wrist a little. And we're going to do another version, which is a little bit harder. If you can, take the opposite hand out, so the leg you have out. If you can't, just stay with the first version we were just doing. But if you can, bring the hand in towards the center and out. So we get a nice lengthening through the whole body. In, lengthen everything. In, lengthen. In, massage the gut and out. In, lengthen. Really nice, gentle activation through the spine as well. When you here, hold a little. Try to create more space. Small movements. And into the center. Contract it. And down. And the other side. Either with just the leg or with the hand as well. Lengthen everything out. In. And create more space. Place your mind through the whole body and get the whole body to open. Close everything and then get the whole body to open. If we keep the mind inside the body, we're resting the mind in the tissues, then the quality of the movement can change a little bit if we just let it all tease open by instruction of the mind. Into the center and open everything. Last one, stay here a little. Small movements, create more space. And contract it into the center. And down. And sit down onto your legs. Roll the shoulders back, roll the wrists back. Opening the chest. And one more strengthening exercise, which is a little bit more strengthening than the last one we're doing. So we're going to go into two different versions of the plank. So I want you to place the elbows down onto the floor. The easier version of this is with the knees down on the floor. When you're in this position, make sure you're pushing up through the spine, keeping the spine in a good alignment, not letting it fall down, contracting the spine. Same if you're doing a harder version on the feet. So you're spreading through the back in towards the arms. Well, what I mean with that is that we don't want to collapse down, spread it. So it feels a little bit like all the tissues and the muscles spread through the back and lengthen in towards the arms. Okay, sit down, hold it, spread through the back, lengthen through the whole body from the feet through the neck. And we'll just do a short one to start with, just to let the body know what I want it to do. Let it activate. And relax down. Take a few breaths. And for the next one, up. Lengthen through the whole body again. Spread through the back, into the arms. Hold it. Breathe nice and deep into the body. Keep the back, lower back strong. Don't let it collapse in. Just a few more breaths, maybe 3. Last breath. And relax down. Take a few nice deep breaths. And are we getting ready for the next one? I think so. And up, either on your knees or on the feet. Whichever version is best for your body. Check your alignment. And in this one, we're going to get into our obliques, the sides of the core a little bit more. So we're going to twist. We're going to rotate around the center. Also gives a really nice movement into the base of the spine. Breathe nice and deep. Two more each side. 1, 2, 3, 4. And sit down. Roll the shoulders back. Create some space inside the chest. And I think we can do one more. Down, onto your knees, or onto the feet. Spread it, lengthen through the body. And hold. Doesn't it feel good to awake and activate the body? Makes you feel more alive. And rotate one more time. We can also do the rotation if we're down on the knees. Get the sides of your core working. And it's a nice movement. Two more each side. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And down. Sit back and roll the shoulders back. Open up the chest. And let's get into the sides a little bit more. So we're going to place one elbow onto the floor. An easier version of this is the knees down on the floor. And then we lengthen the body up like this. If you can, though, place the feet down and lengthen up. Lengthen through the whole body. Let it activate. Lengthen the arm over. And relax down. Take a few breaths. And you can choose, either you can do it on the elbow again or on the hand. If you do it on the hand, then when you're in this position, don't keep the shoulder up. Rotate the scapula down so that helps activate the sides of the core even better. And if you can, place the feet out. And lengthen everything. Move a few times, up and down. And hold. Lengthen the arm over the body. And up. And relax down. Take a few breaths. And for the other side. Place the elbow down on the floor. And if you do the knees, put them together, arm up. Do the feet, stack the feet on top of each other, and up. Lengthen from the feet through the spine, through the whole body, all the way through the neck. Lengthen the arm over the body. Breathe nice and deep. Into the center again. And relax down. Take a few breaths. Really fill the lungs. And I'm ready for the next one, the last one. Either do the elbow again or on the hand. Either up on the knees or up on the feet. Rotate the scapula and the shoulder down so we get this good alignment through the shoulder. And we can activate through the sides of the core better, sides of the body. Lengthen the whole body. Move a few times, up and down. Hold and lengthen. Into the center. And sit down. And fill the lines there. Take a few breaths. Now we're just going to finish in a neutral position where we can spread through the whole body, evenly out through the arms. So place the hands down onto the floor. If you have problems with your wrists, you can place the fists down onto the floor. Either hold here or you can hold on the feet. Keep the body lengthened and straight. And spread through the back into the arms. Don't let it collapse down. Hold it strong. I just like finishing with this position after we've done the sides, just so you can spread it evenly out through both arms. Lengthen from the feet, through the spine, all the way to the head. 2 more breaths. Keep the body lengthened. And down. up. Just small movements. Lengthening through the shoulders and creating some space through the ribs and the torso. And roll them down. Roll the shoulder back. Roll the shoulder back. And we're going to change. Bringing the legs in front of our body. And we bring the soles of the feet together. And we gently bounce the hips. So we're just creating some more space and mobility into the hip joints. Breathe nice and deep. Keep your awareness in this area that you're trying to release and open. And just let go of any unnecessary tension. Straighten the legs out. And we're going to cross the legs. If you can, put one leg on top. If you can't, you can stay here, whichever is best for your body. And make small movements. Walk the body forwards. As deep as you can. If you can't get much further than this, that's okay. Just try to get as much movement into first the lower spine and the middle and the upper, so we don't just bend the upper spine. Now it can be tricky, but just needs continuous repetition once a day, not for long, and you'll start to loosen up. Keep your awareness on the area that needs to open up. Take a deep breath, and on the out breath, release that area. Let it go. Then breathe into that increased space. And on the out breath, let go. Each time letting your breath descend deeper and deeper and creating more and more space inside your body. Unbinding any tensions and letting the fluids and the qi and the blood flow more freely. The better flow we have, the less pains and aches in the body, and the more all the different joints and areas gets nourished and rejuvenated. Turn the body down over one knee. And just go as far as is comfortable for you. Stay here, take a nice deep breath. And up into the center and over the other knee. Down. One more deep breath. Keep your awareness on the area that needs to let go and release into it. And come up into the center. Straighten the legs in front of you. Shake them a little. Lift the bum off the floor if you can, if your arms are long enough. Just creating a little bit more space through the spine. And then bring the feet in. And we're gonna place the knees down onto the floor for a really good quad stretch. The the bikini line area, which we need to open for all our Qi Gong practice or internal martial arts, and also to be able to have a good alignment through the legs so the knees are protected. Just make small movements here, let your knees gently open up. Keep your awareness in the area that needs to open, and on the out breath, let it open more. Roll the upper body down to the floor. Lengthen your legs back. Lift the upper body up. Sit back over the legs. And come up onto your feet into a nice squatting position. Just gonna roll over the feet. Might get some nice clicks as the bones of the feet can open up, and the ankle joints. We want our feet, the base of our stance, to be nice and good. If the feet have unnecessary tension and restrictions in them, then the muscles and the lines going up through the legs will also be affected. So if our base is good, it's easier to have a healthy alignment through the legs and up through the body. And from here we're going to stand up and then just shake out the limbs, shake out the legs, shake out the arms, just for a last release through the joints. Hopefully your body feels nice and open now and activated and ready if you're going to go on to do more Qi Gong practice or just ready for your day. Thank you.